Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is it's Friday, September 3rd, 2021. I'm doing this Friday at 9:23 a.m. because I'm going away this weekend, and I wanted to get the stocks to watch video in. All right. So before we get started, this video is for educational purposes, and these are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of these equities mentioned, so know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it, and it does help me out, so thank you very much in advance. All right, so again, it's Friday morning, 9:23. A lot can happen. I know there was a big payroll number or something today that missed big time. So who knows what the market's going to do. My stance on the market, if you watched my state of the market video yesterday, is basically it's a bull market. Everything's looking great, but we are short-term extended. And I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back. Maybe they'll blame the miss on the jobs report. Maybe they'll blame something else. Who cares? But there may be some pullback. All right. So that's my stance. Whether it happens today, Friday, or if it happens next week. We're closed Monday for a holiday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or next Friday, whatever could happen over a few days. Again, it's just short-term, extended, all of these areas right there. All right, let's do stocks to watch. These are the best ones I could find. There's 10 actionable names. There's 5 soon names, and I have another 9 patience names. And I think that goes with how extended the market has gotten, that my patience list has actually expanded. Anyway, there's that, right? And also, if you think about the actual, it's probably near a resistance area. So that may be at the, end of a run, may need a pullback too. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic happening. Again, just know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, here we go. First one, Palantir, again, broke out of this tight area, ran up, and now it's back into resistance. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, that yes, it's a actual setup if it breaks out, but I wouldn't be surprised if this needs to pull back a little bit and then break out, right? Had a nice little run so far. So could it move higher? Absolutely could move higher from here. But I would love to see this kind of pull back if you're not in it already, and then move higher at that point. LTHM, didn't love the candle right here on Thursday, and it looks like pre-market may be gapping down a little bit. No big deal, because I think that makes it, if I was going to get into this, a retest, whether it's at 24 or, maybe to the 23-day EMA, this $25-ish area, if it comes down there, that may be a nice place to manage risk against. Also, LTHM, again, has this big cup, high handle look to it. So I think that it's not doing anything wrong. And actually, this pullback, if you want to get a position, may be welcome. ZI, Zoom Info. It had the big breakout. Again, here's from the IPO. Big breakout here. Making the right side of the base. Getting up here, maybe finding some sellers here. No big deal. So again, if it just moves sideways, or if you play the breakout here, whatever you're into, something like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's got to pull back one little bit or move sideways just a little bit more, let these moving averages catch up, and then the breakout happen. But ZI, GLBE, Global E Online, a big monster, kind of moved sideways, came back, retested, consolidated, starting to move higher. Decent volume yesterday and Thursday, coming down, but still way above the 23-day, and it really held very nicely, and some buyers showed up there. It may need some more time to move sideways, but overall, it still looks good. I think it's still actionable, especially, versus this 23-day. That looks pretty good to me. Datadog. I mean, this thing just can't get moving. I love the name. It looks great. Holding above the VWAP from this gap. Everything's great. Look on a weekly chart, right? We have 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th week. It's trying to move out. It's what you want to see. It's not doing anything wrong except for maybe taking too long. Maybe a little distribution in here and in here. Anybody that wants to sell, let them sell. Once we get those people out of the way, I think this one does move higher. So far, I mean, it's just, again, doing everything right. Nothing wrong at all. Yeah, everything looks great on this one. So DDOG, DDOG, DoorDash. In some ways, kind of similar to the Palantir chart in a lot of ways, where it's coming up into this resistance area. Again, it may need to move sideways. I may need to just kind of chill out just a little bit. But it's been, reasonably tight right here. We'd love to see a little volume come in on an update on the breakouts to give me a little conviction in this name. But overall, when we talk about, breakouts and things like that, we like it because it manages risk, right? So basically, if it breaks out above, we'll say 195-ish, right? Well, we can say, okay, well, if it gets below 192 or 190, right, which is only about 2.5% risk, if it goes down to 190, it breaks out above 195, right, then I'm out. Yet it could keep going, right? Who knows? The reward could be, who knows? As it moves higher. But that's why breakouts are so important, I think, because it helps you manage that risk. Again, in this kind of tighter action right here, I think that looks really good. Again, it may need a few more days, and then the breakout could happen. SI, again, another one very similar to the Palantir and DoorDash a little bit. Just chopping around. It's trying to break out. It's a quasi crypto play. So we'll see what happens there. Again, nothing inspiring about this volume, nothing terrible, but it's not inspiring either. So it may need to move sideways. May need to make a higher low. It's been making low, higher low. Maybe it needs one more higher low someplace in this 107-ish area. 110, maybe 110. We'll see. Oh, looks like the market's just opened. All right. Yeah, but we'll see what happens with this one. SI looks good as it's potentially moving higher from here. This would be the area to manage risk against. DKNG, DraftKings. Football season is about to start. We had the big up move, then sideways, and it's trying to move higher again against this VWAP from August 25th. I think that's the one to watch. As you can see, it's been important so far. We'll see if that continues. REZI. So I was loving REZI. Just show you what this looks like on the weekly chart. And here's all-time highs from IPO, and drilling down to the daily. Here we go, and it's back to that area, kind of a decent volume as it's moving sideways here, but I wouldn't mind to see it pull back into this moving average one more time, maybe to $32, and then a breakout happen. That would be really nice. Higher low, higher low. Actually, I should say low, higher low, and then we'd love to see one more higher low, and then the breakout. We'll see. That's REZI. And VRRM is my last one, Vera Mobility. Yeah, let's look at this on a weekly chart. Looks like this was a SPAC at one point. And so it ran up here. It tried to break out. There's your false breakout. This COVID happened. And now it's back to near all-time highs. There's the weekly, and here's the daily. And one thing to take notice of is, again, all of this beautiful accumulation volume in here. It looks really, really good. It's trying to move higher. I think $16 roughly is the place where I would manage risk against. Yeah, closing at $16, and I think it's decent on the long side. VRRM. There's my 10 actionable. I have 5 on the soon. DLO went from patience to soon. Would love to see this pull back or move sideways just a little bit more. Let these moving averages catch up for another day or a few days, maybe into next week. Heck, if it could get to $66 or so, that would be amazing. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. But that's where I would love to take a stab at it, right near this VWAP and where the 23-day EMA are kind of touching. That would be wonderful. We'll see. DLO soon. CDAY. It's funny. I've been, if you watch my videos, I've been watching CDAY for a while. And I'm like, okay, and should come up here, pull back a little bit, and then break out. Well, there was no pullback. It just broke out. So now when that happens and it's extended the way it is, you watch for a retest of the breakout on this side, right? That's it. I mean, so pulls back, $2 or something like that, may make a good spot to enter, and great risk reward here. CDAY. XP is next. And here's XP. And again, has this beautiful looking basey type action going on here. Try to break out. It failed. So it needs a little more time, probably to pull back, make a higher low, and then break out. This is on the soon list for that reason. UPST. Yeah, just keeps moving higher, right? Basically, if you didn't get into it, here, it didn't really even let you in. So we'll see what happens. I think this is one that's soon. I think that it's going to eventually, it's going to need to breathe a little bit, maybe pull back a little bit, and maybe give you a better risk reward entrance. I loved how the volumes, was decreasing. Good volume yesterday on the up day. Definitely one that institutions want to be a part of. So if it gives you a chance to get involved, I think it's a pretty good one to for higher prices. All right, and then Unity Software also in there. So I had this base. It broke out very nicely. Then started to move sideways. Here's your VWAP. It reclaimed the VWAP, and then it broke out again here on really good volume. It may come back if it retests this 129 area. It gave you another chance, right? There's your opportunity. I think 129, if it comes down, which we'll see if it does today. Again, markets just opened. That's your area to get involved. And I think this one is has its hands in a lot of things that maybe even not tomorrow, but within the next 4 or 5 years could be huge. All right, so there was my 5 soon. And now my patience ones. I have 9 on patience. First one is APP, AppLovin, AppLovin, whatever. Came up here, retested, and now it's moving higher. That is where I should have gotten involved in this one. I didn't. Now it's a bit extended for me, so I have to wait. Just what it is. Great volume coming in last 2 days. So we'll see what happens. APP, patience. DOCS. It's a little bit of a looser name from what I like. Big ranges. It's moving higher. Wouldn't mind seeing this tighten up a little bit, and then I could potentially get involved with it. Just needs a little bit of patience, I think, for me. Celsius. Oh, that big down day today so far. Yeah, it was extended. It was crazy extended, right? Not crazy extended, but again, and it shows, this candle right here shows that reversal may be in order. And so it is reversing today so far. Again, if it's the name that you like, it may give you an opportunity to be involved. We'll see how deep it goes today. It may just stop in this area, which is about 81.75-ish is where I'd probably say it could hold. It may go all the way down to this 23-day around 79.50-ish, right? We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is a little bit of patience, see where this pullback stops or what happens with it, and then go from there. MDB had a big gap up. It's up 22% today. It had earnings, as you can see right there. This was the important area. Again, never gave us a chance to get involved, but we're going to throw a VWAP from there, and we will see where this ends up on the day. And this is going to be what I'll be watching going forward for power earnings gap, and this one within the next, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks, may be actionable. MDB, AFRM. This one just huge day here, 46% day. The next day went below the VWAP, and now it's back above it. It just needs a little bit more time. It's just some patience on this one. Definitely what I'm watching looks really good. AFRM, DOCN, Digital Oceans. Newer name. Just screaming higher. It broke out of this area, never looked back. It's just so extended. It just needs to chill out, come back, retest, maybe move sideways right here, whatever. It's just, again, too much for me. There's no risk reward that I could wrap my mind around that makes me happy with this. So I got to wait for it. Need some patience. MYOV, gigantic breakout, 8.5%. It's pretty good. Nice volume. Looks good. Now it looks like today gap down a little bit. So forming kind of an inside day right there. Again, way extended. Wouldn't mind if it's retested. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Just needs a little bit more patience to see how it develops. NCNO is a newer name for me on this list. And so here's the VWAP from the IPO, right? And yesterday it gapped above it, 15%, nice, big volume. And now it gapped down right back below it. So it needs more time, needs patience to see what's going to happen here. This could roll back over. This could base out. This could just go right higher. We don't know. But it's too extended. And again, the risk reward just is not there. So just a little bit of patience. Then pager duty, PD. So this one gapped up pretty big today. Let's see what it was, up 10%, almost 11. It was much higher actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a VWAP on there. We'll be watching it. Obviously this first action is questionable. We'll see how it closes. If the buyers step in and pushes higher, or at least keep it. It's still way early. It's only 9:39 in the morning. So, but definitely on my watch list. Just need some patience to see how the market prices this going forward. All right. So next up, let's go ahead and recap last week's top 5. First one was DDOG, Datadog. Sideways movement, didn't really do much. Maybe it's starting to move here. We'll see. It still looks like a great play. So that one kind of was a push. MYGN, gap down today. 1, 2, 3, 5. Again, it started to break out. It's kind of coming back and retesting. So it's not dead, but it hasn't really done much either. SGen, that gap down. I have a position which I'm going to probably take off in the next 10 minutes after I'm done with this video, because this was the area I was watching and I gave it lots of room. And now I'm going to be, I think, just maybe a % loss on this one. I think I got in this area right here. So maybe a tiny loss on this one. But there you go. That's SGen. Not do so well. Z did pretty good last week, moved higher, so it looks good. Again, just needs to kind of let these moving averages catch up. So that was that one. DLO, nice move higher, kind of then moving sideways down. Not bad. Still kind of consolidating. Still watching this particular name. I think it could be actionable even more, soon. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was right here, 5. So it was pretty good, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This day right here. Yeah. So it did pretty good compared to last week. Also, I talked about Unity software, and that was a great winner. So there you go. There's the top 5 from last week. There's actually 6 total, because I was undecided between 2 of them. But all in all, not bad. A couple winners, couple losers. That's the way it works, right? So top 5 coming into this week. I like Palantir here. I think a little sideways movement. It's close, so Palantir looks like, again, they may have a pullback. So next week we could be talking about the small low volume pullback that happened. But this one looks pretty good going forward. Datadog, listen, the thing looks great. It may be moving out today. Look at that. It's starting to move higher. Wonderful. So maybe it's actual as of today. But of course this video comes out on Sunday. But anyway, so Datadog, I think DoorDash, this is very actionable. I like how it's kind of just moving sideways on kind of lower volume right here. So DoorDash with a breakout here could be pretty good. SI, beautiful gap up. Oh, that's wonderful right here. So this is definitely one of my top 5. And then REZI hasn't really moved. It's not a huge volume mover. So this is it's up a smidge. Nothing wrong with this. It may just need some time to move sideways, but I think it's one of my top 5, just because if it does break out, it has a lot of room to the upside. All right, so there you go. As far as jet fuel scans, ACMR came across my list. It's not a bad looking name. You know, maybe play a breakout right here for a jet fuel scan. DAC. I like this tightness in here. Try to break out. It rolled over. That makes me a little bit more nervous. But overall, hasn't done anything wrong. Really has just moved sideways for the last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2 weeks. And then BYSI. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, this one, I owned it into this area, so I made a decent move right there. I've sold it since, but if this kind of sets back up again, I may get back involved in this name. So that's BYSI. Again, there's my jet fuel scan names. All righty. So I think that is it. I've talked enough for today. Good luck. Again, today is Friday, so when you look at these charts over the weekend, they may look slightly different, but I think the ideas of what I'm looking for in these names are going to be still legitimate. And again, this gap down is being bought up right now, so that looks pretty good. So good luck this weekend. Just know it is a holiday shortened weekend next week. No market on Monday. And it may be lower volume today, maybe lower volume into next week as everyone's going on vacations and taking some time off before really the fall season starts, the autumn season starts. All right. So again, good luck this week. If y'all like these videos, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that. So thank you. And you can find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. I am there all the time. So there you go. Y'all have a great week. Take care.